Okay, so facing a new Nissa. I don't really know this one very well because it just came out. So it's got landfall, land enters, and 1 mana of any colour. Oh! This is Lotus Cobra. Then it's the second time. I was reading that. If it's the second time it's happened, reveal cards to reveal an elf or elemental. Oh my god, this is a staple. I don't like staples. They just homogenize the game way too much. Why do I have to make a staple? Because now everyone has to unlock this for arena and so on. Add 1 mana of any colour, yeah. As if Lotus Cobra needed a legendary version. This is really good. Even if you don't use elves or elementals, and even if you just have one, revealing it until you reveal one is ridiculous. It's like a tutor. It's essentially a tutor. All you have to do is cultivate. They've got a way to destroy an artifact because they just looked at the food. Kenrith's transfer. Okay, they've made it a 3/3. Fair enough. Okay, let's see what's in their hand then. They're so scared of the Gilded Goose. Right, so they did have a way to kill the artifact. As if. I'm getting rid of that. You know my feelings about that card. Alright, we're going to start killing them with the Gilded Goose. Irony is, if they play the Rex Sage and they kill this then doesn't threaten them, but then we can use it to crack the treasure, so. You know what, I think tempted to just bounce the Gala Greeters here. Put 2 counters on the Gilded Goose. And start killing them with a goose. Show them who's boss. Right, they want to fight a 5/5 goose? Oh, screw it. It's going to be the biggest goose I've ever seen. Oh, sorry, it's an elk. The Kenrith's transformation makes it an elk. Such weird trolling from the Eldraine set. Turn people into an elk. Because they also had Oko, which was incredibly banned. Here comes Nissa. So if they play this land, they're going to get 2 mana, so they can go for the Gulgari. It's crazy good with fetch lands. So they've made a mono green fetch land commander. Oh, jeez. As if they didn't already have enough. So the second time, that means they get to find an elf. Ugh. That's nasty. Do we just kill this because the value is so high? I think we do, right? Yeah, I think we just kill it. The Gala Greeters is pretty annoying as well, to be fair. But we can see they have another fetch land in the hand, right? So if they play that, that's 2 more mana and another elf. Draws them so much stuff. And we can still kill the Gala Greeters with the Kolaghan's command as well. Because if they play a creature, they get 1 counter, so it's a 2/2. Rex Sage. Let's see what it goes for here. Be funny if they went for the transformation after. Oh, they are as well. But then it turns the goose online, right? Oh, that's interesting because now we can cast the Niv. I think. Oh no, we can't, can we? Because this doesn't tap for until we get 6 lands. Okay. Incubation Druid as well. So the thing is, like, we get rid of the creative fight, so there's not really much threat. It's just kind of like, meh, not really that bothered about it. But still saying that, we probably want to kill. Do we kill the Gala Greeters or do we kill the Druid? The Greeters is probably better to kill because it has more diversity. So discard and then 2 damage. They'd probably discard the, I don't know, Harrow maybe? Okay, they go for Broken Bond. If we attack, they're on a clock, aren't they? So okay, so that means that now that it only takes 2 hits in Niv and 5 from the Gilded Goose to kill him, so choice is theirs really. Go for Nissa. Now it's interesting because there was an old Nissa that flipped before. But now this one doesn't flip because apparently planeswalkers have lost their spark somehow. Don't know how. Maybe someone could tell me below how people lose their spark, especially after being turned into a Phyrexian. It's a bit strange. Llanowar Tribe. Okay, so they've still got no win con, even if they do go for the Niv Supreme Ancient. Okay, and then, yeah, just swing over the top. So Niv Mizzet is literally immune from any green fight spells because they cannot target him with monocolor spells, and it's a mono green deck, so I'm going to be curious to see what they can do here, because I think without the Creative Behemoth, how does green win normally? You know, it's always this card. Always this sodding card. And actually, I think we just win next turn. Because we can put 2 counters on our creatures with the Quandrix command. And that's 9 damage flying. And they don't have any reach. They've got 6. 3, 4, 5... At least 5 mana, because it taps for flipping triple. Yep, well, they've definitely lost now, then. Definitely lost. Because the Quandrix command. Imagine winning with a Quandrix command and a Gilded Goose. Quite funny, really. If they don't already see this line of play, then I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. But I guess they're going to get another Alpha Elemental. Let's just hope it's just a Mana Dork. Masked Vandal can exile Artifact or Enchantment. Okay, go for it. Go for it, lad. Gonna exile. I mean, this is a lot. This is very showy for a turn that doesn't do much. So yeah, I think I chose wisely with the creative because I do believe we would have been dead. Up to 15. Right, okay, so that does change things because the Tireless Provisioner makes food tokens. Okay. That is mildly irritating, to be honest. 7 times 2. So we want to kill the Provisioner. Or do we want to kill... I don't know what I want to kill, to be honest. We've got 6 mana, so we can do 2 things, right? Okay, so let's start by killing the Niv Supreme Ancient, because that is a pretty crazy card there. And right, and then we're just gonna swing over the top with this guy. And Gilded Goose is an absolutely solid blocker here. Right, and then we're gonna go to their turn. After their draw step, we're going to use the Kolaghan's command to discard the card, so there's no surprises. Discard and kill this. So now they can't gain any more life with the Provisioner. And it was an Explore. Okay, so we've basically just cut off any way for them to just... Yeah, nice. Thank goodness. And the next turn we could have bounced something, given 2 counters. And they would have been 1 off being dead, because we'd have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I feel as though... Yeah, it's been tricky for them to come back, but they would have had it, as I said, if they had the creative. So that was good timing, to be honest. It's another week, so it's another set with Magic the Gathering. This time we're looking at Aftermath, which is a very small micro-sized set. I think it's about 50 cards, which comes after March of the Machine. It's meant to kind of wrap up a lot of the story elements in the set, but to be honest, I think a lot of people are going to miss this set because it's confusingly named and it's the first time they've ever done a micro set, so it's a bit weird. Anyway, Niv Mizzet Supreme is a 5 mana 5/5 flying hexproof from monocolored, which I already think is pretty strong. You can build them as a Voltron commander if you really want to, but this deck is going to take advantage of the the first paragraph, which gives your spells in your graveyard jump start if they're exactly 2 colours. So he wants you to use guild colours, which is really cool. I love the design of this guy. And what this means is you want to have basically loads of guild colour cards in the deck. So you can use your favourites. I had to meticulously go through every single guild colour, so it does take a bit of time on Arena because it's hard to filter through 10 different filters just to see what you have. But yeah, it's quite a fun process because you eventually find the stuff you like. You've got classics like Doman's Veto, which is really good, Despark, Fracture, Thought Erasure, Rip Apart. There's basically loads of removal at 2 mana, which is quite surprising. I try to keep the pips fairly evenly distributed. I don't really like having double pips like the Augur of Autumn and Cause of Crucifix, but I needed to put these in the deck just because I really wanted to keep hitting lands. The deck does have a lot of lands. There's 42 lands in this deck because with 5 colour, I just want to be able to hit them all. So as much as possible, the lands alone will cost you a lot of wildcards, so I do not recommend doing this land base. If you want to craft the cards, try and craft the cards in the deck. The lands you can kind of get away with using tap lands on commons and stuff. These are basically one of every shock land, one of every check land, and all the triomes, so it's going to be a lot of wildcards there. I'd say if you're going to make this deck, at the very least, you want to put in Tome of the Guild Pact, which is fantastic, cast a multicolour spell, draw a card, which is really good, Invasion of Ravnica, which is great. It comes in, it exiles something that isn't exactly 2 colours, so it's very flavourful. It kills something non-guild, and then when it flips, whenever you cast a spell that's 2 colours, look at the top 6, you reveal a card that's 2 colours, put them in your hand. It's really cool, really awesome. He's got the Guild Pact built into his chest, which is very nice, and it reminds me I need to get one of these for paper. Something else I would suggest putting in the deck is just a copy of Widespread Thieving. This is interesting, you don't see it very often, but whenever you cast a multicolour spell, you get a treasure. So this is really, really nice to just get you some treasures back after you've cast spells, so you can kind of chain off late game, casting 2, 3, 4 spells maybe. And it's also got Hideaway 5, and you can hide a spell underneath this, spend 5 mana to cast it. Whenever you cast a multicolour spell. Also, Rocket Raccoon's in this artwork, which is kind of cool, and Frodo Baggins, apparently. Something else spicy in the deck is Tiger, which gives your instants, sorceries, and dragons uncounterable, which is a bit odd, because it's literally perfect for Niv Mizzet. It literally does exactly what Niv Mizzet wants to do, which, the reason it's odd, because this guy came out in a plane where the Tarkir dragons were, but Niv Mizzet is not a Tarkir dragon, he is from Ravnica. Anyway, so when you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, if Targam attacked, that spell gets rebound. So you can get 2 uses out of all your spells, which is really awesome. Yeah, the deck list will be in the description below, so make sure to check it out. It's a bit of a fun one this time. No doubt we'll face some really ridiculous decks, but I think this is a cool, fairly balanced 5 colour commander, because it doesn't just come in and draw you 56 million cards. You have to do a bit of work to get the ball rolling. So, hope you enjoyed the video today. Sweet, so we're going to face the new Nar set. So creatures you control have prowess. Whenever she attacks, exile non-creature, non-land card with mana less than her power from a graveyard and copy it. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. That's crazily good. We don't have any green, so we're going to mulligan this. This is... It's okay, we've got the removal. Wow, this is actually really, really, really powerful. All creatures have prowess. I think I'm going to have to buy one of these guys. Exile, non-creature, oh, so it's a prowess build. Okay, let's get the Rampart first. The quicker we get out Niv, the better. Also, annoyingly, she exiles spells from our graveyard, so when we put stuff into our yard, we have to be careful because she's going to manage to just get rid of them, which is really irritating. Skyclave Relic. Okay. Keep ramping. So we can actually go for the Niv next turn if we need to. Reliquary Tower, that's optimistic. And let's see what they do here. So they're gonna swing in. Right, so that means they've got combat tricks. So we're gonna exile this in response. No tricks? Okay, I guess we can make them use it here. Esper Sentinel, okay. So Niv's out. We haven't, annoyingly, we don't have anything in the graveyard to cast, but next turn we can go for the Putrefy twice, as long as the Niv survives. Okay, Thoughtseize as well. Let's kill the Narset first. Yeah, we'll pay to the don't draw. And we got him. That's interesting. Didn't even use the Thoughtseize, so we don't actually know what was in the hand, but that's a really cool looking deck. Now, we're very, very, very lucky here because we have a green spell that can kill something. And I think, yeah, so Thren says, can't be target of non-green spells your opponents control. So it's fine because we can kill it with green spells, hopefully. Can't be countered, but we don't really want any counter spells anyway. So this could be a decent matchup. I predict it's going to be a Voltron build. So that's to say, cast Throne and then get out loads of enchantments or artifacts, swords or whatever, to make him a humongous threat. It's odd actually because the last time the Throne came out was many years ago in Scar's Mirrodin era, and it was called Thron the Last Troll. But I swear there's been trolls since, and I swear there'll be trolls once again, even on Mirrodin. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but clearly Thron is still alive and kicking, although, to be honest, the story's a bit confusing. I'm not really sure anymore. People seem to just die and come back a lot. A lot. So, go for the breeding pool here, and then Gilded Goose. So yeah, luckily we have two ways to kill the Thrun. And he is indestructible, but only in their turn. So it is very good, but only in their turn will it not die. There's a lot of hoops to jump through to kill this, but so let's just hope they don't also have a way to give it hexproof or something after that. So Shigeki is going to bounce to hand and put the land into play from the top 4. It's a pretty cool recursive card there. Right, and then we're going to leave up 4 mana for the Ojutai's command, I think. This is a fairly decent card. It can counter a creature spell, draw a card, gain 4 life. Being able to do this twice is really nice with Niv because you're discarding a card to play a card from the graveyard. That's what Jumpstart is, by the way. You don't know what Jumpstart is. So we cannot counter it. Can't be countered. We can't target it with these. So I guess we'll just make food. And I do hope we have a few more turns because I don't want them to just quit here if we just kill the Thron. Okay, so we get rid of him once. And then Binding's really excellent in this deck. So it's not a spell, so you can't cast it from the graveyard. It's not instant sorcery, but the fact it gives you any forest is wonderful. For an uncommon, that's quite rare, unusually, because normally it says a basic forest, but this is a forest card. It is weird how sometimes they just say, you know what, let's just make this uncommon a rare. I'll be honest, guys, Binding the Old Gods, it's got to be one of the strongest uncommons I think I've ever seen. It is so potent. It does 3 things. Okay, so it's got landfall +2/+2. Yoicks. That's a really potent threat. So we can get anything we want here. That's a Triumph. Pretty good. Let's try and target it with the I'll Give You Welcome. Okay, thank goodness. So we can give a card in our hand flash. So I suppose we can give it to the Maelstrom Pulse. And yeah, we'll pass the turn, I think. It was tempting to go for the Into the North, but maybe we can discard it with the Mending. If they play another land here, Froggymoth, okay, we might want to kill that, but then if we do, then we don't have anything for the Maelstrom Pulse. But this exiles stuff from our graveyard, so I think we have to. And also keeping them off creatures means that we can just continuously have Niv Mizzet do things. AKA recast spells from the graveyard. Legion to Ashes. Fantastic. Here comes Nivy. So if they go for Thrun again, we have the answer with the Maelstrom Pulse. And we can even discard Faithful Mending. So any spells in the deck which are guild colours with flashback are fantastic. If you're a fan of really technical plays, by the way, and technical deck building, this should be up your alley, because if you know how Venn diagrams work, this deck should have 2 to 3 Venn diagrams crossing over. You've got spells which are guild colours, you've got spells with flashback, and just spells in general, I suppose. So they cast it from the graveyard. Sorry, they cast it knowing full well we can cast Maelstrom Pulse from the graveyard. Which is interesting. And now we can start going over the top. We could even exile the Shigeki. Maybe that would be good. Or just kill it with the Lightning Helix, I think. Yeah, I feel pretty safe, to be honest. If they give Thrun lifelink, that would be annoying. Because now we don't have any green spells to kill it, so it's a race against time. Especially with the Skyclave pickaxe. So here he comes again. Let's go for the mending here. Holy moly. Lands. See, it makes me not want to actually play any lands, because in order to cast these spells, I have to discard things. But we aren't going to be able to... So if I cast it with Niv Mizzet, it means that I can still cast... Oh no, because it will exile either way, so it's like having a flashback. Maybe I'll just leave the Edgetize command up. I don't know. This is a tricky one. Maybe I shouldn't have even played that land. I can kill them in 3 hits, but they can kill us in 3 hits as well. If they give it the axe, we could play a land, and then they can also Field of Ruin. Oh my goodness, they're going to draw 5 cards. Okay, that could be scary. See, it was looking pretty damn good for us, wasn't it? But now I'm not sure. Indestructible in their turn. Maybe we Lightning Helix them. That's 8. So that's going to be 7 coming in here. It's got Trample. Yikes. Maybe they should have equipped the Skyclave pickaxe first, played the land, and then they would have actually drawn 7 cards with the Return of the Wild Speaker. That probably would have been better to net 2 more things there, but I mean... Elvish Mystic. Do we care about that? No, I don't think we do. I think we just draw a card, gain 4 life, right? Okay. So we're going to go down to 13. We can make food as well, you know. Because commander damage isn't actually a thing here. Alright. Or do we go for the Faithful Mending instead? Draw 2, discard 2. Gain 2 as well. It's quite a few options. Let's just go for the bigger spell first. Okay, and then we can also do this. Oh no, wait, we can't because we don't have the right mana, but we can Lightning Helix them. Because we are racing them now. Discard a card. We go to 20. So we kind of like negated their last attack. Down to 12. So we're still 3 hits away, which is annoying. Oh, that's a great card. A lot of lands, that's a shame. So Sphinx's insight is pretty good. If we play that in our main phase, we also get two life. Oh, this is really confusing because now I don't know which zone is which. So this is hand. This is with Niv Mizzet, and this is exiled with the Escape to the Wilds, which we can also do next turn. I think we just do this here. Hopefully we don't just die next turn to something like Creative Behemoth or something crazy. Alright, we swing in. And I think, so when we play against monocolor decks with Niv Mizzet, it's actually really awesome. Because I don't think they can ever kill this with fight spells. Down to 7. Veil of Summer. So that... See, this is an interesting card, right, to have in the deck, because their commander can only be killed by green spells, but Veil of Summer it gives you hexproof against blue or black. So I guess, yeah, okay, maybe for dual color cards, yeah, makes sense. Shadow Spear, oh no. Okay, that's going to be really annoying because now it's going to take us even longer now. Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible. If they use Field of Ruin, they're going to gain. There's going to be a 10 attack, so we could literally die next turn now because of this. That is such a shame. They got the Lifelink. They're thinking about which land to kill. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, the lifelink changes everything now. I really wish I had fog. Just one green fog. Don't know what to do now. Belt of Strength. Oh my god, are we just dead? What does that even give? Oh, it gives a base power 10/10, and it costs... So it equipped 10, but... Wow. They just gained 15 from that fight spell, and they gave us a poison counter. We're in a lot of trouble here now. Jeez. That's ridiculous. That is literally one of the scariest stacks I've ever seen. Okay. The trample, isn't it? It's the trample that's going to kill us. I guess we go for Escape to the Wilds again. Getting rid of... I think we get rid of the Sentinel. That's not going to be very useful here. Fragment Reality. I mean, that can exile the belt. Okay, so we go for the Marsh. If we block... Okay, so... What's the wording of that? You may play cards exiled this way until the end of your next turn. Okay. So... What am I missing here? Do we need to just exile all the equipment? Maybe. I think we get rid of the belt. We can still block, even if we get rid of the spear, we can still block, right? Okay. I don't really want to shock myself anymore. And... okay. Ooh. This is actually really tough. Yeah, that as if we were... so what did we have last time? We had 20 life that they whittled it down so quickly, didn't they? Trample, so we block that. We still take 3 for each enchantment on the field. Oh dear, that is not good. 10-10. So 10-10 trample. If they attack with that, we just even if we block. Okay. I think we're just dead, right? But now we have to exile the thing with the greatest buff, which is the mask. Yeah, because that's +4. Damn, that's a shame they had an extra thing there. As if they got an enchantment pack as well. So even if we block here, we still take 3. Down to 2. Okay. So they've got 8, 9, 10, 11. And they've got Lair of the Hydra as well. Goodness me. I think the Lair of the Hydra kills us, you know. So we can't shock because we'll just die. What can we actually... what would actually be good here? I guess the Sphinx Revelation, right? 1, 2... so we can gain 3, 4, 5, 6... we have to do this here because it's going to go at the end of the turn. We've got 3, 4, 5... we've got 10 mana. So let's say we put 5 in. We have 2 mana left to play with. Or 3 mana left to play with. Gain 5. I think we just die though. Broken... yeah, so damn, that's a shame. The Broken Bond actually... it actually kills the pickaxe, so that actually reduces quite a lot of damage. If they played a land, that would be 8. But yeah, no matter what we did here, we wouldn't have had a way to kill the Lair of the Hydra, which is just... it's just lethal. So they win this time with the old Voltronage. Okay, so we'll just pass them, let them have the joy of taking us out. Yeah, I had a feeling this could be the case because Throne is very explosive. Even though we killed it twice, it still managed to kill us. So we got very lucky with the binding. And in hindsight, I do wonder if maybe because I used a Maelstrom Pulse on the Froggermoth, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But then we wouldn't have had a graveyard because it would have exiled the graveyard's spells. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one there. Ooh, Nicol Bolas Godpharaoh versus a really... this is like the kind of hand that reminds me of when I used to play 60 card Historic. But they're probably going to start off with a Thoughtseize or Duress. Quite... no? Okay, that's nice. So yeah, next turn we can go for the Thought Erasure. Yeah, Bolas is a really tough matchup. Robber of the Rich. Damn, this really does remind me of 60 card Historic. As if they stole a binding, that's rough. Thought Erasure time. What are we working with here? Tergrid. That isn't exactly 2 colours, right? That isn't exactly 2 colours. So I think we get rid of the Angrath. And yeah, we'll leave the Mountain on top because they'll be exiling that away from us anyway. We don't want to give them a useful card, do we? Annoyingly, in the following turn, once they get the 4 mana, they will be able to use the binding against us. So that is a pretty powerful ability. Rip apart. Red, white. We can just end the life of the robber here. I think the robber has done enough. And it's cool, like, this is why discard effects like this are so strong against control, right? Because we can see what we're kind of working with here. They've only got 5 mana, no ramp so far. This mystery card could be bad. They've got Turgid with no way of discarding, although they could just go for the Turgid's Lantern, which would be annoying because would start... Now it would make me regret using the River Part. But we do have the Invasion of Ravnica, which is really awesome. They're not going to cast it. Okay, let's go for the iteration here. One of them into your hand. So... yeah, I'm not too worried about the deathless... the selfless savior here. Yeah, let's just go for the land play. Maybe they want to use Turgid. Could be possible. I think that was greedy. I think going for the other side would have been just fine, to be honest. Wow, I absolutely adore this card. This is so good. Never used it before, but I just know it's going to be good. When we can flip this and start essentially drawing cards every time we play 2 mana cards. Guild cards. So the Heartless Act won't be able to kill the Niv. So if they go for the Nickel Bolus, okay, as if they've got the mana now, so 7 mana, they'll be able to do it next turn. Right, we are in a bit of trouble. Right, we have the answer for the Bolus. Okay. Okay, I don't feel too bad here. Exile non-permanent. So if they go for the Bolus, they could get a free spell from our deck, which is quite good. Quite a good thing they can do, but that's all they'll be getting. Or they could just minus 2 cards from our hands, which is also entirely possible. They get a... okay, so they missed. Okay. We got lucky there. They exiled the Mortify. Right, so we're back to square one again. 7 mana, 8 mana, so in 2 turns they can go for the Bolus again. Got some really great cards in our graveyard here. If we got to, so let's say we got to 9 mana, right? We go for Niv, and then we can go for, well, it's 8 mana even, and Legion. Wandering Archaic. Let's try and counter this. And draw. Okay. Gilded Goose. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, they've got the Heartless Act though, haven't they? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they go... okay, we don't really want to go for the Niv there, do we? Because they're just going to be able to kill him again. Sorry, not again, sorry. Just, yeah. But if they do go for the Bolus, we can kill it in our following turn. Heartless Act. So we are seeing what's in their hand every turn, essentially, apart from 1 mystery card. Concoct. Surveil 3, and then return a creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. So they can get Archaic, Robber. I really need Dovin's Veto here, because then we can start protecting our Niv. Wandering Archaic. Okay. Right, let's exile it then. And so they'll get a copy of it. Let's just cycle this before we choose what we want to do. Arcane Infusion. Do we? Yeah, fine. We'll just pay. We'll keep the food for now. And they get a Thieving Skydiver. Okay. Right, let's go for the infusion here. Get a spell from the top. Thoughtseize, so we can finally see what's actually in their hand. Oh, it was a hostage taker. That is a very good card. And we'll play this out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they top deck a land, we're going to be in trouble. Or, well, we'll lose the cards in our hand, that's for sure. Wow. I'm actually really surprised by that. I guess so. I guess they didn't get the land because they didn't cast it, but also maybe they just see the writing on the wall because they know that as soon as we get the bonus out, if they get something random, we can just kill it with the Legion to Ashes. So yeah, I mean, that was the only one in the graveyard that really had an impact against them, but it does slow them down a lot. So I guess moral of the story is just keep going, have faith, see what you can do. Hope you enjoyed today's video.
Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.